If you've ever witnessed a board game end in tears, cards thrown across the room, or heard the classic, "I wasn't even playing anyway." When things aren't going well, you're in the right place. I remember watching my friend's son Elijah play Candyland. He was winning and absolutely beaming. But when his sister drew a card that sent her ahead of him, his entire demeanor changed. He went from joyful to devastated in a few seconds, declaring this game is stupid and refusing to continue. Hey there, beautiful parents. Ankita here, and today we are tackling something many of you have messaged me about: the preschooler who just has to win every single game. If you've ever witnessed a board game end in tears, cards thrown across the room, or heard the classic, "I wasn't even playing anyway." When things aren't going well, you're in the right place. So why are preschoolers so sensitive about winning and losing? Well, there's some fascinating brain development going on here. Between the ages of 3 to 6, children are working hard to develop their sense of self. Their identity is forming. They often equate winning with being good and losing with being bad. It's not just about the game, it's really personal to them. Their prefrontal cortex, which is the brain's center for emotional regulation and perspective taking, is still developing. This makes it really genuinely difficult for them to separate their performance in a game from their worth as a person. When we understand this, their big reactions make a lot more sense. I remember watching my friend's son Elijah play Candyland. He was winning and absolutely beaming. But when his sister drew a card that sent her ahead of him, his entire demeanor changed. He went from joyful to devastated in a few seconds, declaring this game is stupid and refusing to continue. This wasn't him being a sore loser. His developing brain literally could not handle the emotional shift. In Montessori, we know emotional skills need to be taught, just like reading or math. We can't expect children to handle losing well without first teaching them how to manage their feelings. Children need step-by-step support to develop these important life skills. So let's look at some practical strategies to help your competitive preschooler develop healthier perspectives on games. First, validate their feelings without judgment. When your child has a meltdown after losing, acknowledge what they're experiencing. You really wanted to win that game, or are you disappointed it didn't go the way you were hoping for? This validation helps them feel understood. It also builds their emotional vocabulary and focus on process over outcome. Instead of asking, "Did you win after a game?" you can always say, "I noticed how you were really focusing on rolling the dice carefully," or "You remembered all the rules today." This shifts their attention to effort and improvement rather than just results. And third, model healthy responses yourself. Children are watching how we are handling both winning and losing. When you're playing together, you can verbalize your own thoughts. "I was hoping to win today. Oh, it didn't happen, but I still had fun playing with you." Or when you win, "That was fun. Thank you for playing with me. Good game." Fourth, introduce cooperative games where everyone works towards a shared goal. There are certain games like Race Against the Timer where players have to work together. They have to complete a task before a timer runs out. So it teaches teamwork while reduces competitive pressure, and this also builds the emotional muscles that are needed for competitive experiences later. Fifth, create a balanced game collection. In our home, we have games which are categorized into 3 different types: skill-based, where practice will improve performance. There are luck-based, where chance will determine the outcome, and cooperative, where everyone works together. Having this variety really helps the child understand different game structures. It also provides options based on their emotional capacity that day. Sixth, use the 2 endings approach. This has been really effective in our house. For games with young children, I often say upfront, this game has 2 special endings. Either we play until someone wins, or we play until we've all had 5 turns, whichever comes first. This really relieves the pressure while still honoring the game structure. Seventh, establish a pre-game and post-game ritual with specific praises for winning and losing. In our family, before starting any game, we do a quick high five and say, "Have fun, play fair, be kind, And after the game, I've taught my child to say good game. So just do a fist bump and say good game when she loses, and to be modest when she wins. Phrases like, that was fun, would you like to play again, rather than excessive celebrating is what we are leaning towards, These verbal routines have been game changers because they give children a script to follow when emotions are running high. These bookends create predictability and remind everyone of our values around play. Eighth, you can teach specific phrases for managing feelings. We practice saying things like, I'm feeling frustrated, but I'm still playing, or congratulations, maybe I'll will next time. Having these phrases ready gives children tools when emotions run high. We practice these during calm times when they are really available. During the challenging moments, they can practice it. Let me share what happened with Zoe, who's a 4-year-old. She came to my parent-child class, and Zoe would literally hide under the tables when she realized that she's not going to win a game. Instead of forcing her to be a good sport, her dad tried something different. He created what they call a feelings corner. It's a small tent, there's some comfort items, and Zoe was allowed to visit the space whenever the game became too overwhelming. There was no shame attached. Initially, Zoe used the space quite frequently. She would avoid the games entirely. But over several weeks, something interesting happened. The safety of having an acceptable space to go actually made her more willing to try the games. By removing the pressure to handle losing well, she started gradually building tolerance for the discomfort of not winning. The first month, Zoe couldn't complete a single game without going to her tent, but by the third month, she was often playing through entire games and sometimes even congratulating others when they won. This didn't happen through lectures, This happened by honoring her feelings, providing gentle opportunities to build resilience. And I've also found that it's very helpful to narrate stories of losing and winning nature. With preschoolers, I'll often say things like, right now, I'm ahead, but the game isn't over. You won it this time. Okay, next time somebody else might win. Games are always changing. And when we're introducing new games, consider playing an open hand, a practice round where everyone's moves are available and it can really be discussed, because this reduces anxiety about the unknown elements in the game. Saying this is just for learning the rules and you have to say this is not for winning or losing, then again sets a collaborative tone. Will these approaches eliminate all game-related meltdowns? Honestly, no. Preschoolers will still have big feelings about winning and losing. When setbacks happen, remember it's all part of emotional development. Stay consistent with your approach while showing empathy. I understand you're disappointed. It's hard to lose when you really wanted to win, and I completely get it. It's also worth considering if game sensitivities might sometimes reflect other needs. Sometimes intense reaction to losing indicates a child who's feeling powerless in other areas of life, experiencing perfectionism, or they probably need more connection. Watch out for patterns. Does this sensitivity to win games increase after transitions, after school, before bedtime? Is there any family stress? Address these underlying needs and you'll see that often the game-related tensions will reduce. Remember that you're your child's emotional coach. If you're highly competitive yourself, if you get frustrated when losing, they're going to absorb those reactions. So demonstrate that games are about connection, enjoyment, and winning is just something that happens as a result of it. It's secondary. The goal isn't raising children who never care about winning. The goal is children who can enjoy the process of playing, they can handle the natural disappointment of losing, and they can maintain relationships through competitive situations. These skills are going to take time to develop, but will serve them throughout life, from high school games to workplace challenges. What's most beautiful about this approach is really watching your child develop genuine confidence that isn't dependent on outcomes. My friend's daughter recently told her dad after losing a game that I didn't win today, but I played my best moves. That is resilience and self-awareness, and this is exactly what we're aiming for. If you found these strategies helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. In your comments, please share the games you love to play, the biggest challenges that you're currently facing. I will read your comment. I will make sure that I plan more future videos if you're facing any of these issues. And remember, you're doing amazing work as a parent even when it feels messy. Until next time, this is Ankita reminding you to follow your child from day one to forever.